All right. Hello, everyone. And I want to welcome you to this just really short video. I have some participants of my live trade session, my cash flow live trade session in a meeting, and they have so generously volunteered to give their thoughts on the live trade calls and kind of their background in trading and whether they would recommend others to attend these sessions or not. And so we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start with Carlo. I've known Carlo for a while. So Carlo, welcome to the call. I appreciate you taking the time and giving everybody else some thoughts on these sessions.
Hey, Ryan. Thank you for inviting me. It's good to be here. And so that's it. My name is Carlo Lombardo. I've been trading since about 1994 when I first started trading in some Forex. Then I got did all kinds of trading over the years, pretty much almost every instrument that's out there. And I've been following Ryan since I think it's either late 90s or very early 2000s. So I really count him as a good friend. And he's had a really positive impact in my life, especially financially. I read his book when it came out, The Trading Game, and I actually met him in person in 2014. It was at a Mission Millions conference in Houston, I believe. And I've been following him with all his strategies and options for profits when he was trading commodities. And that was very successful. I know he had a good run there, trading, made some good money there. And that really got me trading pretty much full-time on and off as a career. And then I've done, the option insanity, followed him and, he did that in 2019, the 9/11 emergency trades in 2020, triple play options, a C4, hyper options. I've pretty much traded most of his strategies and I've found value in all of them. And most recently in the cash flow spreads. And my favorite part about the cash flow strategy is the fact that, although you can't control the market, you can control the risk reward and you can favor basically the control of when you exit and maximize your profits and minimize the risk. And, I really recommend the cash flow strategy because, apart the fact that it's a combination of all of Ryan's extensive experience and options and him finding the most efficient setups, because that's what he's good at. He's very meticulous with that. It's a very stable strategy with the best risk reward ratio you can get. So I see this basically as a culmination of all of Ryan's experience, and he's really narrowed it down. And what's nice about it is that it's adaptable to changing market conditions with minor adjustments. So, because a lot of strategies, they're either directional if you want to make good money, and then, if you don't get it right, you're losing money. So with this here, it really gives you a high probability in a wide band and, without really having to pick market direction as such. You can really build the trades to have, to be profitable in a wide range and limit the risk. That, when you're getting to the trades, what you're getting into, which is nice. You can really control the risk. And, like I said, I've traded a lot of different strategies and some of them are profitable for periods of time or market conditions. Then it kind of goes away as the market condition changes. This one really is something that's long-term you can depend on. And it's really stable. You're not going to find anything that's more steady or more dependable profit curve, like I said, without having to be directional. So I'm really glad to be part of Ryan's work. Sometimes I try to improve on it, but not much because he's really good at it. But it's nice because it makes me think of different ways of doing things. And it's really, it's just really been a blessing for me. And I'm just so glad I can be part of this. And thank you, Ryan, for all your work. I know you take a lot of time for this. I know you do a lot of research for our good. And so it saves me from doing a lot of that research. And you've just opened my eyes to styles of trading that on my own I would not have gotten because I don't put the time that you put into it. So just glad to be a part of this. And I'm looking forward to be profitable. And just so you know, I do this for a living. So I actually make a living trading these strategies. For me, it's I got a little bit of a larger account, so I can do that. But definitely, I mean, I didn't talk about the compounding, but for sure, that's something that's really, really powerful. And somebody starting off should really consider that. There's no reason why anybody can't be successful in this. The key here is discipline and learning the strategy, taking the time. There's a learning curve at the beginning, like anything else. A lot of people want to, kind of make things quick or don't have the attention span. But if you take the excuse me, the time to learn this, and you're going to be consistent with this, and you can make a decent living with this. So thank you, Ryan.
Appreciate that, Carlo. And yeah, I do count Carlo as a good friend. And just to mention, I do a lot of research, and I'm going to just be honest. If it were not for you guys, I would not dive deep for myself the way that I dive deep for everybody else. That accountability factor is just really drives me. So I owe just as much appreciation to you guys as you do to me. If that's the way you want to look at it. So, but appreciate it, Carlo. Gordon, have not known Gordon as long. So a little bit different perspective. Good to hear from you, Gordon.
Yeah, I stumbled across a couple of your videos just in late February, and I actually signed on to my first stuff March 1st this year. And now it's been early May. It's only been 2 months.
Early May. Yep.
So I'd started trading in some stocks and fund stuff back in the mid 90s. And then in the mid 2000s, I started getting into more of the option side and left the big boys alone and played with the little finicky stuff, trying to do some options earning along the way. So I've played with various different methods and structures and a lot of the option premium selling side of things. And I was doing this alongside of all my other occupations along the way. Right now, I'm starting to focus on this a little bit more, trying to make it into more of a full-time operation. But the cash flow trading and also the calls have been a good thing to show things that I'm used to doing. I'm a finicky engineer type stuff, like to know lots of knowledge. And what I've seen here are through the daily trade options, it gives some tools and some ideas of something to do, and I can adjust that and then see how that adds on to my portfolio. Again, trying to do a fairly balanced tent with premium income coming on it. But through the ongoing weekly calls, we get to see the changing thoughts that Ryan's doing as the market changes. He can apply those techniques in a different way, a different tactic as our volatility changes, as the news comes out, seasonality stuff. I also was fortunate to attend the workshop just a week and a half ago, and that more in-depth stuff was very great as well. But the ongoing weekly things is very good to see how the mind is changing as Ryan's approaching, using the tools, using the techniques, also the omissions of mistakes as they happen. During my 2 months doing this stuff, let's even just the month before I went to the workshop, I had very successful the first 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks, volatility was a totally different environment. So I had to learn, yes, how to accommodate and how to adjust things along the way. So thank you very much, Ryan, for sharing this information and providing some of these tools. I think they'll be a good job for me to work with along the way. Thank you.
I appreciate that. And you were at the workshop, and I believe, if I'm correct, you took the trade that we took in the workshop. Did you not?
Oh, I bounced against my margin miner, so I only got half of the combination in place.
Uh-oh.
And yes, I've learned some mistakes as I play with a little bit bigger account along the way. And I know I made you cringe a couple times when I'm on the aggressive side. And I'm learning to rein the horses back a little bit more.
Good. All right. All right. Let's go with Paul.
Sorry, just let me get my screen going. So, hi, my name is Paul Thompson. I've been trading options for about 10 years, stocks probably about 30 or 40 years. I became acquainted with Ryan's cash flow approach when I first started following him last summer. So I started attending the live trade sessions at that time. So it's about 9 months ago. The live trade sessions provide a unique opportunity to learn Ryan's approach to trading, because in each session he explains how he approaches the trade setup, how he intends to manage the live trades, and what criteria to use to decide to exit the trade. So very useful material there. I strongly recommend this approach to any serious student of option trading who wants to achieve portfolio growth with limited and controlled losses. There are a number of features of this approach that I find compelling. First of all, Ryan does not try to predict market direction. Instead, he places trades that are projected to be profitable, whether the market goes up or down, or if they do turn into losing trades, the losses typically set to be no more than $200 per contract, usually much less. Ryan holds live trade sessions every week, which is the typical length of a trade. Additional bonus sessions are frequent. But the most powerful tool Ryan discusses is when and how to achieve compound growth of your portfolio, achieving 6 or 7-figure growth in as little as 5 years based on a fixed ratio approach. In addition, Ryan provides a set of integrated tools to discover trades inside his smart trading platform with the opportunity to place these trades with a commission-free broker. This alone is worth the price of admission. Really like being part of Ryan's course and team, and would recommend it to anybody who's interested in this.
Great. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. All right, then, Catherine, I think you are fairly new as well. So great to have you, and be good to hear your perspective on all of this.
Thanks, Ryan. My name's Catherine Petrovsky, and I've been trading off and on for about 12 years, mostly off, but most of that time options. I was introduced to CashFlow trading in March of this year and started attending the live trade sessions about 4 weeks ago. So I'm really new to the strategy.
Oh, really new.
Yeah. For me, the most valuable part of the CashFlow Live is the demonstrations of how Ryan constructs the trades. And he also provides in-depth explanations of how to mitigate risk to the extent possible. I highly recommend this strategy to others. I've participated in a number of trading courses, and while other instructors, they mention risk, but they really leave you on your own as to how to deal with it. And I've never blown up an account, but I have taken losses that stressed me to the point that I abandoned trading strategies. And I've done that more times than I'd like to admit. Ryan does emphasize trade sizing and compounding to achieve consistent account growth. And he recommends low-risk trades that can be combined to further mitigate risk. So you put all that together, and risk management is key to CashFlow Live. And that's why I would absolutely recommend it. And thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Catherine. And yes, there are two things in life that I hate. The first is losing, and the second is losing. So I definitely look at the risks and try and mitigate those risks as often as possible. All right, Dan. Dan also just attended the recent workshop, and so it's great meeting you as well, Dan. So we'll take it away.
Hello, my name is Dan. I've been trading for about 4 years, and I've been fairly successful. I started looking at the CashFlow workshop maybe about 3 months ago, and I started attending the live trading sessions right away. So I've been in this program for about 3 months. The favorite part of this program is first the person, and I've got 3 P's. Ryan is the perfect gentleman, and he's committed both to his craft and to the success of his students. It is very important to me to work with someone that is a person of character, somebody that I can trust. And Ryan is exemplary in this area. The second thing is the product. They say compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Well, Ryan is the master and evangelist of the 8th wonder of the world. He has examined compounding to the greatest detail. Secondly, Ryan is a believer in very high probability trades where you win most of the time. That is important because no one likes to lose a trade. And when we do lose, it affects our psyche and we make mistakes or give up. And winning is motivating, as someone said, success breeds success. Thirdly, the risk is very small. So whenever you lose very little. So the third P that I have is production, coming down to me and how I've been, how and what this has meant to me. I trade in both a live account and a paper account so I can earn and learn at the same time. I've been profitable on all the trades so far. And that's not because I'm smart, but because Ryan promotes and preaches very high probability trading. If you want a teacher and a community that's committed to very high probability trading and is committed to your success by having weekly live late trading sessions, this is the right place for you. I'm an engineer and I ask a ton of questions. Ryan patiently answers all my questions in the sessions. And his workshop is simply fabulous. It took me from 0 to 60 in 2 days. I took the trades that he entered in the workshop, and I was profitable. And that paid for my airfare. I would recommend the live sessions and the workshop to anyone who wants a solid strategy where you win a lot and lose very little, and where you lose a little money when you do lose, a few times you do lose. Of course, you do need to invest your time and commitment to learn and implement his strategies. But this is the place to be. Thanks, Ryan. I wish you all success.
Thank you much, Ben. Dan. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, and great to hear from you. Dan does ask a lot of questions. He's kind of an engineer type as well, so that's fine. I love answering them. More questions, the better. It lets me know where everybody's, what everybody's thinking and where they're kind of getting caught up at. So appreciate that. All right, Barry. So I've known Barry for a little bit longer. Barry attended actually one of the first cash flow workshops that we held. So good to have you on, Barry.
It's good to be here. My name is Barry Silberman. I started trading in 1999, so it's been about 24 years. I'm a CPA by training, and I thought I'm a reasonably intelligent guy, so how hard could this be? Well, I tried countless methods of day trading, swing trading, stocks, futures, ETFs, and options. I spent thousands of dollars on various courses, software, and gurus. Well, to put it generously, I was a break-even trader for about 23 years, losing small amounts for each year without a winning year until 2022. I started making money consistently in August, and that was after attending the CashFlow workshop in Florida. I'm not a glutton for punishment, but I couldn't quit over these 20 plus years because I don't have a government pension nor a corporate pension, and I just had to make this work. So what changed for me was refocusing on Ryan's teachings. I needed to focus on a very few patterns, even though Ryan teaches many. And I needed to take to heart Ryan's teaching that the holy grail of trading, if in fact there is one, is compounding smaller profits. That is the key to increasing one's trading account. I find the CashFlow live trading sessions invaluable. What is also very much appreciated on these sessions is that Ryan will ask for questions at the end and will keep the session open until he addresses each of the questions. I owe you, Ryan, a deep debt of gratitude to you and your team for finally helping me to find an approach that consistently works. I highly recommend this to you.
Barry, I appreciate that. That means the world to me to be able to help you get to that point. So appreciate it. All right. Well, you've heard from a few of the clients, and I hope that you've enjoyed this session and find that the testimonies and stories are helpful to making a decision on your choice of moving forward. So appreciate it, everybody. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and spending it here with me and giving your testimony on this. Appreciate it.